Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, it is time. We are finally here. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has officially released, and in today's video, I want to boot up this game together and share my very early gameplay impressions with you all, make recommendations on who this game is for, and spoiler alert, that's everybody in my opinion, and discuss all of the positives as well as any potential negatives in the early hours of gameplay for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. What's up, nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. As mentioned, guys, today we're gonna hop right into Tears of the Kingdom, and that's where we have to start the video. Okay, so we're just gonna start straight into a legit cutscene right here. Which I'm sure is going to be the intro portions that we've already seen, guys. I'm getting goosebumps. I don't think we're gonna talk all the way through this cutscene because I know we got gameplay to do, and there's gonna be a lot of thoughts and excitement to share. And you know, I'm gonna soak this in. So we'll cut to where we're actually playing. So what I wasn't expecting just right out of the gate was there to be no title screen. We're just walking casually down these caverns with Princess Zelda already. We have full hearts, full stamina. 30 hearts, by the way, which is very surprising to me. I didn't expect to just go straight into gameplay like this, but I'm assuming things are not going to go according to plan, of course. You hear the faint sounds of like that original trailer music from the OG reveal trailer. Master Sword is glowing. I've avoided all the leaks and spoilers of this game, so everything you guys are seeing here is a live on the spot reaction. So I cannot wait to find out how this game actually starts, but I'm sure this is going to be more of a story driven portion, and we're going to find out why Link gets everything reset. So we'll skip to some actual into the game gameplay, but I'm shocked on how this game has already just started so quickly with no title screen, nothing to hop into. This is crazy. Skyward Sword 2, let's go. Nintendo has figured out how to open a Zelda game. This is incredible, guys. My hype is already all the way here. Goosebumps are flowing. Incredible. Let's accelerate with R. Oh my God. Wow. Okay, what an opening. Well, we are now starting the second Zonai Shrine in the Great Sky Island, and this is a very similar setup so far to what you would expect in terms of a tutorial area, very similar to Great Plateau, where essentially there's 3 different shrines we have to go complete. Each one is going to be tied to one of Link's new abilities, and these are essentially serving as a tutorial for you to get familiar with them. So far, the Ultra Hand Shrine, which is the only one I've completed, did a really good job of that, explaining what Ultra Hand is, how to use it, and then you're going to end up being able to progress to new parts of the island just simply because you have unlocked Ultra Hand. We are now getting our second ability, which I don't know which one it is. We will find out in just a moment, but I will say that this is a very good, like, slow build to getting used to Link's new abilities that the game is really well structured around. I mean, just the ability. So we have Fuse now, and I'm excited for this one because I've already been purposely fighting additional enemies to get certain items that they dropped to knowingly fuse them to items later on. So I'm sure that in typical Zelda fashion and just how the last shrine progressed, that this one will kind of be the demonstration of how to use this. And we will quickly get rid of a weapon here so I can use my new rusty claymore and probably fuse it with the rock, I'm going to assume. So let's get the boulder. Not a tree branch. Let's see. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button here. So I want to use my claymore and I want to fuse this rock to it. Also, quick side note, this little options wheel menu, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, that is a nice addition as far as like switching between your various different items. I'm actually a big fan of this. Oh, I'm assuming maybe we can break walls. Yes, we can. That's great because I saw a cracked wall out there and I'm like, are we about to get the bomb flowers already? But no, you just do a giant boulder to your sword, which I will say it is kind of funny how it's ginormous right now when Link is holding it, and then as soon as you go to put it away, it becomes immediately like noticeably smaller, or tiny even, you would say. Now, and I will be fully transparent, I actually was not the biggest fan of shrines in the original Breath of the Wild. I kind of wanted just more traditional dungeons, heart pieces for side quest style things, just because I was so used to that, you know, classical style Zelda progression. But what I will say is that So far, I'm not claiming to know if these shrines change in theme, but it does seem like they at least have the option to kind of do that. Like, I could definitely see them kind of getting elemental with certain shrines, potentially, to, based off where you're at. And it looks like I can attach probably something, fire fruit, to get a fire arrow. Isn't that awesome? So I will say, if there are as many shrines as there were in Breath of the Wild and there's not like a ton of variety within them, that will be, I'm getting a small key. So that is actually a variety in and of itself right there. I guess you do get keys and shrines, but if there's elemental themed shrines and they kind of keep it fresh throughout, I'll be a big fan of it. So far, it does seem structurally they are set up different than what we saw the shrines in Breath of the Wild. So that's a good positive in my book. I just felt like personally after 120 plus of them that they did indeed get repetitive by the time you were playing through some of the DLC ones and everything else. But I will say so far, the initial setup and the very early gameplay of this game is top notch. I mean, opening cutscene takes the cake for me as the best starting to a Zelda game ever. And then now we have, essentially just a nicely progressing. What is this music that's kicking in right now? It is awesome. And as you can tell, I'm just throwing caution into the wind. I probably need to be attacking this guy differently, but we don't care. We will make it through. Various different gameplay mechanics, doing a very good job of showing all of those off. Huge fan of the soundtrack, the feel. I mean, the game actually feels and looks better. You really do have to play it yourself to kind of see some of it. I do think that like those trailers that we saw, and even like Mr. Anuma playing through his own playthrough, like it didn't really do it justice. So I would very much encourage you guys to obviously go pick up this game and check it out for yourself, because that's how you're going to get the full quality experience. But I'm loving every single minute of this so far, and we'll come back just as we progress a little bit further into either the tutorial or maybe even the end of it. So just to give a really quick example on like the creativity that you have to do to kind of play Tears of the Kingdom differently than what you did in Breath of the Wild. I don't know if this is even the correct way to do this. I'm assuming maybe it is, but I just chose to fuse together 3 logs to run to the top of this platform and get this chest. And it was just kind of one of those things that stuck out to me, is like, yeah, Nintendo gives you the abilities in this giant open world sandbox to go play around with, and you just kind of have to get clever enough to, put it all together. I don't know that there was a different way to do that. That's probably not, but it just stuck out to me as that first aha moment of like, oh yeah, you got to play this game a little bit differently than, Breath of the Wild, and you're gonna kind of have to go into it with that expectation in terms of solving puzzles, at least. So we're about to wrap up the tutorial area. From what I can tell, the Great Sky Island, maybe there's more to do, but it's things like that, just traversing through a wing as you fly. That's such a different way to traverse a Zelda game, and I'm already kind of getting that feeling of I'm going to have to think so outside of the box to play this game and figure out its puzzles. Nintendo has done it yet again, and one thing that I will say and really want to hammer home the conversation around is whether or not this game feels like $70 DLC. I've been playing for approximately almost 3 hours. I'm at 2 hours and 50 minutes here, just wrapping up the beginning portion of the game. I haven't seen the existing Hyrule once. I can tell by the core mechanics that I'm learning about so far in the early portions that yes, indeed, this game is going to be its own original experience through and through. And we will skip past this cutscene in case you guys don't want any spoiler, but we're at the Temple of Time, so we're gonna jump forward into some final thoughts. Okay, so just gotta really share some honest, real emotions right now, diving into the land of Hyrule that we know and love from the sky above, with that beautiful castle out in the background. Yes, you can speed up if you want to. I want to take this all in. This is insane. $70 well spent. I will say that there's a little bit of a slow build in the sky area. Let's hope that I'm not going to land. So we're going to crash down on the land. I probably should have actually planned where I was going to dive at. I thought that would be okay. Dear God, this game is starting at a pace that it does just get you slowly used to Link's abilities, and it definitely feels like a tutorial when you're first starting the initial few hours. But this kind of experience that you realize, and I'm actually glad I died there because I'm going to get to gaze upon Hyrule once again. I think the deal is I actually want to just go into this big pond right beneath me and not try to go forward like I was there. But The sense of freedom is obviously going to kick in very quick now that it's kind of go do your thing. The story is one thing that I will say really stands out so far. I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs and all the details, but just knowing that you know, Raru is who he is, and just kind of getting the initial setup of, you know, Zelda being, according to a lot of theories, stuck in a different time that we're finding her. That's extremely exciting to me. I will tell you that the game looks and feels and plays at a top-notch level of quality. We have Bomb Flowers back, really happy with Ascend and Recall, Ultra Hand, and I know we get Ultra Build later on as well. Fuse, we have a stable over here to now traverse to. Combat system, it's what you would expect. The only thing I will tell you guys is if you are somebody who legitimately, for some reason, strongly did not enjoy Breath of the Wild, this feels like a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, like we know it is. And that is the only way I would recommend you to maybe potentially pass up on this game, is if you just really were not a fan of Breath of the Wild. I tend to believe, though, that a lot of the fan complaints around Breath of the Wild will be addressed in this game, and from a mechanical standpoint and how you interact with the game and the abilities we've seen so far, I couldn't be more sold personally. I would love to go recall that rock and just be able to go straight back up to that Skylight Island. I got to figure out how to get my glider. That's the one thing that I super miss from Link so far right now, but there's a lot to dive into here. Few hours in, a brand new Zelda adventure, hundreds of hours to come. Hero mode is not unlocked at the start of the game, so I'm assuming that would hopefully get unlocked after you beat it. I hope it's not tied to DLC. A lot of cool stuff to dive into. I'm going to deep dive this and enjoy the rest of my playthrough, but I really want to hear from you guys, your personal thoughts and enjoyment so far around Breath of the Wild. Are you playing through it today? Are you planning on getting it after work at some point? I will say one thing, the ability wheel, I got to get used to it being mapped to the top left bumper. Just because it's one of those things, like out of pure habit, I don't hit that as far as triggering it. It's so crazy, like all the cutscenes, everything that we've seen about the game, you can experience firsthand now. I couldn't be more excited for this, you guys. So I hope you get to enjoy the game very soon too. If not today, let me know if you are enjoying it right now. How are you feeling about it so far? And of course, please no spoilers. But I would love to get a back and forth conversation going with you guys around just your overall level of enjoyment. I don't think we're beneath water, so we're gonna die. See that game over screen once again, because no glider. But yeah, share with me where you're at. Hype levels, excitement, Tears of the Kingdom's here. I couldn't be more happy and fulfilled that the game is finally out, and it's just the beginning of this crazy, awesome adventure. I will be curious to see how dungeons unfold. Shrines are back in full force. The ones at the beginning of the game were very enjoyable. So regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around this topic. Go watch yesterday's video next if you haven't already, which is on screen right now. Also make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.